We imagine the Silk Road as a single, dusty trail cutting through the desert, packed with merchants trading beautiful fabrics. This was a sprawling network of arteries that linked distinct empires across the Eurasian landmass for 1,500 years. The entire system originated from a moment of military desperation in the East. In the 2nd century BC, survival dictated connection. This engine of exchange grew from the necessity of defense. Emperor Wu of Han China faced a geopolitical crisis. Nomadic Xiongnu tribes were continuously raiding his borders, and the Han military could not stop them. The emperor sent Zhang Qian westward to find military allies. Zhang was captured and held prisoner for a decade before escaping to continue his mission. In modern-day Uzbekistan, he found the heavenly horses of Daywan. They were larger, faster, and more muscular than any breed in China. Securing these animals became official state policy in 130 BC. The emperor opened the western routes to ensure a steady supply of this superior military technology. The demand for a better horse forced an isolated empire to establish the first permanent links to the wider world. Individual merchants rarely walked the entire 4,000-mile journey. Explorers like Marco Polo were outliers. Trade relied on a relay system. Goods jumped regional zones, handed off from Chinese to Persian to Mediterranean urchins. Every oasis handoff added cost. By the time silk reached Rome, its price reflected thousands of miles of markups. This created a massive trade deficit for the Roman Empire. Romans bought luxury goods they couldn't produce, causing their gold and silver coins to flow steadily eastward. This system created the first truly interdependent economy, where European demand for luxury directly drained the treasury of one empire to enrich another. The West exported glass and wool, while the East sent gunpowder and paper, technologies that would redefine European warfare and literacy. Caravanserais, or roadside inns, supported this flow. Many were managed by Buddhist monks, who used the routes to spread teachings alongside the cargo. This same infrastructure eventually became a vector for biological destruction. In the 14th century, the Black Death moved silently along these trade arteries. This plague traveled from Central Asia to Europe, killing tens of millions. A network optimized for the rapid transfer of progress proved just as efficient at transmitting extinction. Security on this 4,000-mile system depended on the Pax Mongolica. The Mongol Empire used its vast cavalry to police the steppes and protect merchants. When the Mongol Empire fractured, this protection vanished. The trade routes became too chaotic and dangerous for large-scale commerce. The final blow occurred in 1453, when the Ottoman Empire conquered Constantinople. The Ottomans took control of this strategic junction, effectively cutting off European access to the land-based spice trade. The fall of the land route proved that whoever controls the central bottleneck holds the power to dictate the flow of global commerce. European demand for Eastern goods remained high, even as the land routes closed. This forced a search for an entirely different medium, the ocean. The Age of Discovery was a direct response to this blockade. Explorers like Columbus and da Gama sailed into the unknown to find a maritime path to Asia. Today, we operate on a digital equivalent. Fiber optic cables and satellite networks move data across borders at light speed. We must consider what modern plagues, from misinformation to systemic vulnerabilities, are silently hitching a ride on these borderless connections. Humanity evolved its connections from the dirt of the Silk Road to the waves of the Atlantic, and finally to modern fiber optics. Each evolution leaves us deeply intertwined and just as vulnerable as we were 2,000 years ago.